Welcome to Beginner to Fluent. Many people believe that learning English is difficult. They think it requires memorizing hundreds of words, understanding complex grammar rules, and spending long hours studying. Because of this, they feel overwhelmed before they even begin. But what if learning English could be simple? What if the problem is not the language, but the way we try to learn it? In this video, we will explore a powerful idea, making English simple by using it in real life instead of overthinking it. You don't need to force yourself, stress over perfection, or memorize endless lists. You just need to change your approach. Many learners start their English journey by trying to memorize everything at once. They create long vocabulary lists. They try to remember every grammar rule. They focus on being perfect from the beginning. At first, this seems like a good plan. But after some time, it becomes exhausting. You forget words. You feel confused by grammar. You lose motivation. And slowly, learning English starts to feel like a burden instead of a skill. The truth is simple: when you try to force learning, it becomes harder. So what is the real trick? The trick is to stop forcing English and start using it naturally. Language is not something you only study, it is something you use. Think about how you learned your first language. You did not memorize long word lists. You did not study grammar rules. You learned by listening, speaking, and using the language every day. English can be learned the same way. Instead of trying to memorize everything, focus on using what you already know. Start small. Use English in your daily life. Talk to your friends in English even if your sentences are simple. Write comments online in English even if they are short. Think in English even if it feels slow at first. These small actions may not seem important, but they are powerful. When you use English in real situations, your brain starts connecting words with meaning naturally. You stop translating everything. You start understanding directly. One of the most effective ways to make English simple is to think in English. Instead of thinking in your native language and then translating, try forming thoughts directly in English. For example, I am going to school. I feel tired today. I want to learn something new. At first, this may feel difficult. You may struggle to find the right words. But with practice, it becomes easier. Thinking in English trains your brain to use the language naturally. It removes the extra step of translation. There is a big difference between studying English and using English. Studying means reading books, memorizing rules, and learning theory. Using means speaking, writing, listening, and thinking in real situations. Both are helpful, but real practice is more powerful. When you only study, you may understand English, but you may not be able to use it. When you practice in real life, you learn how English actually works. You learn how to express ideas. You learn how to communicate. You learn how to think. And most importantly, you remember what you learn. One of the best things about using English daily is that improvement happens naturally. You don't always notice it. One day, you understand a sentence without thinking. Another day, you speak without hesitation. Another day, you write without checking every word. This is real progress. It happens slowly, but it is strong and lasting. When learning feels natural, it becomes easier to continue. Many learners are afraid of making mistakes. They want to speak perfectly. They want to avoid errors. But mistakes are not the problem. Mistakes are part of learning. When you make a mistake and correct it, you remember it better. When you try again, you improve. If you wait to be perfect, you may never start. So instead of avoiding mistakes, accept them. Speak anyway. Write anyway. Try anyway. Because every mistake brings you closer to improvement. To make English simple, focus on small daily habits. Speak a few sentences every day. Write short messages or comments. Listen to English content. Think in English during daily activities. These habits do not take much time, but they create consistent progress. You don't need to do everything at once. Just start with one habit and build from there. Learning becomes easier when you enjoy it. Watch videos you like in English. Listen to songs you enjoy. Talk about topics that interest you. When you enjoy the process, you stay consistent. And consistency is the key to improvement. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. A few minutes every day is better than long study sessions once in a while. Small efforts repeated daily create strong results. Progress may feel slow at first, but over time, it becomes clear. In the end, making English simple is about changing your approach. Stop forcing yourself to memorize everything. Stop stressing over grammar all the time. Stop waiting to be perfect. Start using English. Use it in conversations. Use it in writing. Use it in your thoughts. Because when you use a language, you learn it naturally. But when you only study it, you may forget it. So begin today. Use English as much as you can in simple, real ways. And before you realize it, your English will improve not because you forced it, but because you lived it. Thanks for watching.